How's it going, Bobby? I appear to be having technical difficulties today. Since you're in here, is this showing up as a vertical or a horizontal live? Okay, I was just making sure because when I got chat open on Amy's phone here, it shows it like it's a horizontal. I try to do them vertically, that way it'll pop up in people's short speed. I don't know if anybody will watch today or not. Somebody else went live too, so I had it once and then I had some technical difficulties and had to restart it. Nobody don't show up and chat here in the next few minutes. I may just turn the camera around and go ahead and start cutting these. That way I'm at least making some progress. Yeah, I've already had somebody ask for 6 of them, and I've heard more than one person say they've had about 100 of them around their house, so they're going to be bad again this year. So I figured I'd go ahead and burn through the jars that I've got anyway. Hey there, Trolak, what's going on? There you go, Blue. Since I don't have anybody in here, you're going to be moderator. If you're going to be here. Hello, IU. What? Oh, that made my head. I think I had a stroke reading that. That sounds like everybody's up and moving around now. Okay, what's going on here? Hey Connor, how's it going? Yeah, these are gonna be carpenter bee traps when I'm done with them. So much sawdust. Yeah, for hornets, you really need to gas them or get some good hornet spray. Carpenter bees wouldn't be too bad if they wasn't so damn destructive. One of the guys I sold some to last year said he had just built a brand new deck and they had already tore holes all in it. Yes, a flamethrower will work too, or a can of hairspray and a cigarette lighter. That also works. Hmm. That's just, there. 4 people's all that's in here. Everybody must be watching Steve's. Okay, fair warning, if you're watching and you have your volume turned up, this is going to be very loud here in a few minutes. When I start this saw, it makes a lot of noise. I probably should have went ahead and done this last night, I guess, but that'll be good. Square. Where's my damn square? Just see. Oh, there. All right, let's check one. Might be too much. Okay. I did have a bunch of these already cut up and ready to use from last year, but they all cracked. I guess from all the moisture down here. But it is what it is. When you work with wood in a damp basement, that's what's going to happen, I guess. I need to get me one more shop light and put it right over my stop. I believe that'll be good. Huh? What's everybody doing today? Is anybody building anything today? That's right. Very important. And you know, Blue, I see you secretly getting a little bit of an interest in woodworking. I really do. I know you say you look at all that stuff to help me, but I think you're starting to get a little bit of an interest in it yourself. Might want to turn your volume down. I see that. What the hell? I could probably go a little bit steeper on that cut. What do you think? Does that look good? You think I ought to make the cut a little bit bigger? I don't want it too big. I don't want it to come all the way up to a point. Where's my square? This is why I don't build on live, because I can't keep up with anything. There it is. Okay. That should be good. Cheers. I don't know, I feel like that might be a little bit too steep. What do you think? Let me compare it to some others. I think it'll be all right. Looks good, all right. How many people are even in here? Anybody? One other person? I guess everybody's watching Steve. Is that super loud over the live camera? The sad thing is, I should have had these done 3 weeks ago. With work and everything else that's going on and all the bullshit and drama and stress, my motivation's been completely sapped. Oh, they're getting ready to cut one of the lines off the second shift on the 17th. They just told us last night. They just decided it yesterday afternoon after day shift left. Which it's not it's not the line that I do the weld for, so it may or may not affect me. It just depends on how many people they send to days, how many wants to take BL, and how many will want to come and take over the other people's positions on the other teams. Yeah, you need to be getting back with the program. Okay, I'll be here cutting bee traps. I've got 9 of them to do, so that'll probably take me about an hour, and then I'll have to get ready for work. But I'll still be here when you get done, I'm sure. Okay. That is why you want a 0 clearance stroke plate when you make small cuts, because you can get small chunks to go down in there to where your motor is. I do not see it, so I think it went on down, but Hello, everybody that's here. Make sure you hit that like button. And make sure when you use your table saw, you know where your fingers are at all times. That is the most important thing. Okay, well, let's get stuff moved. I can do some singing. I hope everybody's having a good day. I do have a video on how to build these on my channel if you want to go check it out if you've not already seen it. I sell these for $10 a piece, these carpenter bee traps. And if somebody buys 2 or more, I sell them for $8 a piece. And people always buy more than one, so. We're going to do a little bit of sanding now. If my sander still works after having water dumped on it, that is. It was working when I tested it, but I haven't really used it since, so we'll have to find out. I will be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I apologize about that. I was needed upstairs for a minute. Sandpaper, yes, done. $180, $120. There's. I've not tried the Hercules quarter sheet sandpaper yet, anything but 40 grit. So we'll see how it works on 80 grit. I mean, this is not fine woodworking. You don't have to smooth it down and put a nice finish on it, but you do want to knock the roughness and the splinters off of it. I mean, you don't have to. I suspect most people that sell them probably don't, but I do like to at least sand them down some. And some people say not to use pressure treated wood for them, and some people do say that it don't make a difference. I've not seen that it's made a difference, because people that build decks and things like that, they use pressure treated wood for it, and they chew right through it. So there's no reason that they wouldn't go right into these traps. The big trick about them is, though, if you make them and use them, you have to cover up the holes that the bees are currently using for them to go in it, or they'll just keep using their original holes. But as destructive as they are, it's totally worth doing. Watch your volume. But like I said, you don't need a very fine finish. Just a light sanding to make it look a little bit nicer is all you need for this particular project. And then just sand the rest of them down. Well, that was a first. I don't think I've ever seen that come off before. If you use pressure treated wood, you will get some of this grain on you here. That is from what they use to treat the wood. It's zinc and copper, some kind of zinc copper mixture. But that's all that is. That's nothing that will affect anything. Now that big knot, I don't know that I'll sell that one. I may cut me a different one. But it is what it is. It's out there. All the 4x4s you're going to find is going to have some kind of knots or something on them. I've not found a good 4x4 yet. So. Hey Kevin, how's it going, buddy? I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Kevin? You doing all right? We're just making some bee traps today. I was wanting to go live and there wasn't anybody in here really talking, so I figured I'd go ahead and knock out some of my stuff that I needed to get built while I was down here. Thought maybe people might enjoy watching me screw everything up live. You might want to watch your ears. My sander and stuff's kind of loud, so. And if anybody's curious, the angle I cut at the top of these is 45 degrees. The blocks are about 5 inches long, and I just cut about an inch deep to make the angles for that so it'll look good. You got your masters in screwing up. I must have taught you how did they get your masters in that, Lynn, because I'm the king of that. You see, at one time, Murphy's Law was going to be called Ricker's Law, but I screwed up so bad that Murphy got to use the name instead of me. See, I should have had these carpenter bee traps done 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, but everything that happened around here and caused me a bunch of stress and drama and everything, and it just really sapped my motivation. This is the first time I've been in the shop doing anything in a week now other than cleaning it up where the mop water got dumped from upstairs. And I come here and made that one short when I got my stamper from Steve. I made that, and that's all I've done in the shop in a week. I've had a video I've been working on for 2 weeks and still ain't got it done. Hopefully I'll get it finished up this week sometime. And it's not even a hard build, it's just I've lost my motivation somewhere. I just don't know that I can sell that big knot in it. I refuse to. See if one of my old blanks is not cracked. They're all cracked. Every one of them's crap. I guess I will use that knot one. I won't use it. Well, crap. I guess I will use one with the knot on. That's not really what I'm doing here. I'm just doing something I need to do. Since it's just a carpenter B-trap, Kevin, would you have an issue selling it with that big knot in it? I mean, the video I'm working on is a project I really wanted to do. It's just, I thought maybe if I come down here and started on something small like that, something small like this, might help me get back on track. Every time I've tried to get down here this week, something's happened that I've been needed other places to do other things, and it's getting to be a lot. There's only one of me. I mean, it's just a carpenter B-trap. As long as it don't split from where it's got that pith right there next to that knot, it should be fine, but I don't know. Yeah, I do like the way that knot looks, but I just don't know how other people's going to feel about it. It's the thing. Yeah, I mean, you're right. If nobody don't buy it, they don't buy it. It's not a great big deal. It's just hard as hell to find a 4x4 that ain't cracked or got big knots in it or big holes in them or look like a corkscrew or all that stuff. It's crazy. 4x4s are worse than 2x4s as far as looks go. I thought about trying to get some of them landscaping timbers that's around a 3x4 or something like that and trying to make some out of them and see how they look, but I haven't got that far yet. Every time I think about it, I don't ever find one, and then I forget about it when I do find some. So. I think I may do this more often. It's nice to have people to talk to while I'm working. Yeah, but that seems to be the only 4x4s I can find around here is construction lumber. And I seen a big debate the other day between people on whether or not pressure treated wood would work for carpenter bee traps. But of course they do. I mean, that's what people use when they build their decks for their posts, and that's exactly what the carpenter bees go for. So I don't see why anybody would think that that would cause them not to hit it, because that seems to be what they hit the most, in my opinion. As far as I know, there's one in my town, but I can't never get to them when they're open and have enough time to look around or anything. There's a guy right up the road here. I think he's trying to start a sawmill. He's been advertising some hardwoods on Marketplace. I'm going to go see him Saturday. But I would like to be able to get me some 2x6 and even 4x4 cedar. Yeah, that's that. It would be very nice to have some sawmills around here, but living in a small town, that ain't really a big thing here for some reason. And the only big box store we have is Lowe's. There's not a Home Depot or anything like that. There's one other store that's called Builder's Supply or something like that. They're supposed to be a more generic version of Lowe's, but their lumber is the same price, if not more expensive, and it's as bad. I mean, some of their other stuff is way cheaper, but as far as wood goes, that's just not the place to go. But that guy I was talking about, he had some, let's see, he had some cherry, some clear maple, and something else. The clear maple, I think, was $3 a board foot. And I think the black walnut was $7 a board foot, which I can't remember whose live I was watching when I seen it, but they seemed to think it was a good price. So I'm gonna check him out Saturday. Hopefully he's got some good stuff. As far as getting nice wood goes, there's a store in Asheville called Scrounger's Paradise. That's where I got the Bolivian rosewood that I bought a couple of weeks ago. You talk about beautiful, it is some beautiful wood. Look at the pattern on that. That is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I got 5 little pieces of it. It's between a quarter and a half an inch, closer to a quarter than it is a half. It's 3 inches wide and about 2 foot long, give or take. Take $5 a piece for him. So he's priced fairly decent, it seems like. Because that same board ordered from Rocklear is like $15.99. So when you're making these B-traps and trying to batch them out, right here is by far the best thing I ever made. Now, when I get me a drill press and I can make something that I can actually clamp the traps down to and clamp it to the table in a certain spot, that'll knock the speed down and eliminate this step. But since I'm using a hand drill, these help me mark my spots where my holes will be. It's a lot quicker than measuring and marking and measuring and marking and measuring and marking. Like this one is 1 3/4. So if you just lay it on the bottom both ways and make you a line, it'll cross it in the direct center. And then you can do it up and down on the sides as a direct center. And then this one is an inch, goes up an inch. That's about how high I start the holes on the side. So I just mark across, and that gives me a crosshair to aim for on the sides for my 45-degree holes. But that makes doing layout much quicker than pulling your tape measure and your square out every single time. But yeah, the guy that owns that Scrounger's Paradise, he's pretty cool. We stood and talked to him for, are you back yet, Bobby? No. We stood and talked to him, I guess, for 20 or 30 minutes anyway. He was a pretty good guy. I mean, I like him a lot. I'll definitely be going back over there. I got to go to Asheville this week. If I've got any extra money, I may swing over there real quick and see what I can get. But it is what it is. Money's tight, and the Asheville trip's expensive anyway. So. Yeah, these little measurement jigs are the absolute biggest time savers I have ever thought of as far as something like this goes. But yeah, if you ever make it down to Asheville, definitely check it out. It's definitely worth the trip. And I'll be honest with you, after I went in there, it got me thinking about my woodworking business the wrong way. Because, I mean, he's got a little wood shop in there. He's got a great big huge CNC and everything. And he sells woodworking projects as well as, lumber. So, hey, LA, how's it going? That makes me wonder, if maybe I should open up a shop selling lumber and my projects too. Have a little storefront in the shop with my projects and then like lumber in the back or something. I may talk to that guy about that more next time I go over there. You doing pretty good today, LA? Living the dream. I'm living the dream too, even if it is a nightmare. It's still a dream. They informed us last night at work that they're getting ready to shut one of the lines down on second shift. It's not the line that my welding affects, but they'll be moving the people that in the weld department to do the welding for those people to other places. So I don't know where that leaves my future at the moment, but time will tell, I guess. Yes, Robert G. I'm building bee traps. I went live and there wasn't nobody to talk to, so I figured I would just go ahead and start knocking these out. Thought maybe if nothing else, some people might be interested enough scrolling through shorts to stop and watch it. Everybody's finally starting to pile in, though. I believe Steve might have went live. That might be why I don't have anybody in here. You doing all right, Robert? Let's see here. Try something a little bit different. I didn't realize it was already 12:30. Yeah, I know what you mean there, Robert. I did get lucky yesterday and I got to get off work early. I went in and worked for an hour. And they keep bringing in some temps for some reason. I mean, I'm a temp too, but they're bringing in new temps. And we don't need anybody else. And they brought in at least 3 people since we had our team full. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I mean, everybody there knows that the season's getting ready to end. We can see it coming because who the hell can pay $5,000 for a lawnmower right now? So I know there's nothing much selling. So won't name any company names, but if you know me from Bearded Viking, I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before. And my motivation's just been sapped the past couple of weeks. I'm trying to get it back. I figured maybe if I come down here and started on some small stuff, maybe it might perk me up some. But and it's I won't lie, I'm feeling a little bit better since I've been down here doing this. It's kind of nice to have somebody to talk to while I'm doing this too. Honestly. But I also don't like to build while I'm live because people realize how often the shop gnomes take my stuff and hide it. Every time I set something down, they take it and hide it. Yeah, little measurement jigs like this will speed up a job so much. You just can't believe how much little stuff like this will do it. See, they're doing that with a tape measure in a square would have probably took 45 minutes. But these, it didn't take but 5 or 10. Definitely worth the time it takes to make them. There you are. I mean, I'd like to have one that I could do more than just mark them with, but that was the first way I came up with to speed this up at all. And I mean, it took a lot of time off of doing it. So whenever I do finally break down and buy a drill press, I'll make me something that I can clamp to the table and just lay it up there and it'll have it in the right spot and go ahead and drill it. But since I'm using a hand drill right now, that's not really an option. So I really need to buy me a new set of drill bits. It's all rusted up and everything. Anybody making anything interesting right now? Hey, I get it, Robert. I'm like that from time to time myself. I get sidetracked all the time by stuff. I have ADOS, attention deficit. Ooh, shiny. Woodworking ADHD. Yep, that's it right there. Yeah, like I've got a video that I started a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to try to get finished this week, but it's just between stress and everything that's been going on around here, my motivation's just been completely sapped. I've tried 3 or 4 times this week to get in the shop, but I've been needed to do other stuff, and it just all that together just kind of drags me down. I came down and made the review video of the stamper I got from Steve. I mean, I was pretty excited about getting it, and I've not got to use it yet, but other than that, the only other time I've been down in the shop in a week has been to clean up when the 5-gallon bucket of dirty mop water got spilled upstairs and leaked down on my workbench. So I got to come down here and clean for an hour, make sure all my tools still worked. But one of the things that I did lose from the bucket of mop water was my roll of blue tape. And I stopped at Lowe's to get some, and oh my God, it was like $8.99 or $8.96, something like that for a roll of it. I about had a stroke. I went to Harbor Freight and it was $6.99, but it was marked down to $4.99 for the Inside Track Club members, so that worked out pretty good. Yeah, that's the thing. Do you brand stuff like Carpenter bee traps? That's what I've been sitting here wondering. I mean, I guess I probably should, but don't know what people would think about it. Yeah, I won't get to finish these today because I'll have to quit here in a little bit and get ready for work. But after I get these finished, I will absolutely be having to do that then. That's what I've been sitting here debating about. Do you even bother branding something like these? But I guess you want to brand everything you make. I guess that's how you build your brand. I only had 9 jars left, so 9 traps is all I'm making today. But and I've already got 6 of them sold. Somebody told me the other day they wanted 6 of them, so I figured they'd go ahead and get these done, and maybe they'll get them payday. And I'll tell you what, guys, people can down talk Harbor Freight's tools all they want, but this is their Warrior brand drill. First thing I bought was a Hyper Tough drill from Walmart because when I was making these last year, my battery charger for my Black & Decker cordless drill quit working, so I couldn't charge my batteries. So I decided I'm just going to go get me a corded drill, and I went and got that Hyper Tough at Walmart because they were the only place open. It lasted 2 days before it burned out. So I didn't even bother taking it back. I just went ahead and went to Harbor Freight and got this one. It was around the same price, maybe $1 cheaper, but I had to take it back at 91 days because the chuck had got wet and wouldn't open and close anymore. So, and they did honor their 90-day warranty on day 91 for me, which was nice of them. So I got to swap it out, and I've been using this one ever since, and I have used the crap out of this, and it works just fine. I've been buying some of their Bauer tools here lately, like my palm sander and my brad nailer. Love both of those. I've got a electric hand plane over there by Bauer. I've not got to try it yet. I'm going to try it here. After I get the video I'm working on now done, I'm going to try it on my next one, and we'll see how it works. But I've not heard any complaints about it yet. But I use this little Warrior drill for everything, up to and including, I have a siphon pump that is power drill operated, and this is what I use to operate it when I use it. And it does just fine, so I can't complain at all about it. I don't think I've ever got anything from there I could really complain about. My belt sander was the first big tool I got. Well, I already had a reciprocating saw, but I still haven't used it a whole lot. But that Warrior belt sander was on the return table that they get when if something's got a damaged box or something where they sell the stuff cheaper. And it works great. The tracking's got off a little bit where I've been clamping it down to the workbench and using it as a stationary sander, but it works great too. I almost bought the Bauer Orbital sander last night, but I figured I would just wait and see. As long as my palm sander still worked, I was going to save the money up for a drill press. But I've been pretty pleased with everything I've bought from Harbor Freight, Warrior and Bauer both. I know Nicole bought the Warrior table saw, and I've not really got to see her much to talk to her to see what she thinks about it, but I need to try to catch her sometime in one of the lives, but I've not been in a whole lot of lives lately. Work seems to get in the way of that a lot. I've got a Drill Master router, that trim router down here. I've not really used it a whole lot. I've not got much experience with routers, so I need to take me a day and get some of my scrap wood down here and test it out. If anybody's watching this for instructions, the hole on the bottom of these B-traps I drill at 3/4 of an inch, and the side holes I drill at 1/2. I will put my drill bit on the starting point, and then I'll let it drill just a hair, then I'll angle it down to 45 degrees and drill up till it meets the center hole. that 45 degrees is just a rough estimate. That's not an actual measurement. That's just as close as you can get to it with your hands. The Hercules won't take a dado stack. Arbor's too short. Okay. For those of you watching that are wondering, the object of the bee traps is you cover up the holes the bees are using and hang these nearby. There'll be a jar mounted down here. Like this. And the bees will fly into the holes here on the side, and the only light they will see will be what's coming from the bottom hole, so they will fly down into the jar and then they can't get back out because of the angled hole. I don't know if my table saw would accept one or not. It's a Skil 3400. They don't really make any parts for this saw anymore. And it's got an odd size T-slot to it, so it's hard to find something like a miter gauge or anything you can use on it. I really need to invest in an air compressor. Hell, you guys can't even see what I'm doing, can you? I didn't even realize that. kitchen cabinet and to do up a walk-in closet. I'm gonna have to try some cabinets sometime. That's something I've not tried yet. Right now, I've got a person wanting a shelf that's made like Tetris pieces that you can just restack the pieces on, but I'm waiting on dimensions that I need so I can know exactly how to lay the grid out for it. Which, I mean, the picture that she showed me looked pretty cool, I won't lie, so I believe that'll be a good project that people, older people like me, will like anyway. Hey, there's Steve. How's it going? Steve, I'm sorry. I was not trying to go live on top of you. I scheduled it last night so that maybe I wouldn't cut it. So if anybody was going live, they would say something, but nobody said anything, and I do apologize. Did you get your damn it. Did you get what you was building finished? Was it you that was doing the bassinet? Or was that Elegant? I can't even remember anymore. Oh yeah, cabinet doors. That's what it was. Yeah, it was Elegant that was doing the bassinet. I hate that I can't remember people's actual names. Well, these damn drill bits get hot after you drill a few damn holes with them, don't they? That looks kind of rough. That's better. Hey, Bobby's back. How's it going, man? For those of you that don't know, your boy Blue is the real life inspiration for Bobby in my earlier videos. Okay, I'll be quitting about 1:30. I'll give you a holler. Oh, talking about Scoundrels Paradise? Yeah, we was talking about that a while ago. Yeah, the guy that owns that Scoundrels Paradise is really cool. He does put you in the mind of an old Italian mobster. All right, Kevin, thanks for stopping in, buddy. I may do this again tomorrow before everybody wakes up and starts rummaging around the house. Hope you have a great day, Kevin. Good luck. I hope they get it fixed, man. I'll give you a call here as soon as I get off the live. Bobby is my real life brother-in-law, so for anybody that didn't know. Yes. Technically, you're my ex-wife's brother-in-law, so I guess that part did leave years ago. And yes, I claim you as my brother, whether I should or not. Did I lose everybody? No, we still got 7 people in here. Hey, Steve, I'll be using my brand on these bee traps. If I could afford it, I'd miss work today and just stay home since I'm in this kind of mood. That like the way they feel. I'm beginning to think the trick is just to force yourself to do it, Bobby. That is, whenever you can get left alone enough to do things. Did I have all 4 sides of the drill? Does anybody have anything selling right now? So you have sold some of the lap desks? I've got a little panel glue up over here that I done. My fiance wants something that she can, a little lap desk that she can sit on the bed and color on. I made this panel for that, but I just don't know if cedar's going to be strong enough for that or not. The more that I think about it, I don't know if I put a good shellac on it, if it'll hold up with being colored on or not. I guess I'll find out. I need to get that finished. Oak, walnut, and poplar. Yeah, shellac usually what I use when I finish something that's going to be inside. If it's going to be an outside project, I'll use spar poly on it. But if it's going to be something that'll be brought inside and outside, I'm going to try using some boiled linseed oil and paste wax because I just want to try it. I like the way the boiled linseed oil feels. I've tested it once. I really like the look it gives too. Okay. Holes are all drilled. Get it cleaned out. After you get all of your holes drilled, you want to run back over the sides and bottom with some sandpaper again just to smooth down the rough marks left from the drill bit. It don't take much. I've so got to buy me a air compressor. I will be 46 in September, Robert. So I'm an old geezer, apparently. Yeah, work gets in the way of everything. 47. Wow, and I thought I was an old geezer. I'm sorry, I couldn't let that one just lay there. I'll just be glad when I can make this my full-time job. Some combination between YouTube and woodworking. If I could get to where I could make about 15 or 20,000 a year between the combination of the two, I believe I would go ahead and quit work and focus all of my time on it. But I'm nowhere near there yet, but maybe one day. Okay, I do know one thing. Hercules sandpaper is not very good for the palm sander. Of course, I guess I was being pretty rough on it too, but well, I could compare it to the Gator, I guess, couldn't I? We'll try comparing it to the Gator and see if the Gator's better or worse or what. Oh, goodness me. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Hope everybody continues having a good day today. Because you know what? Good days are important. Because if you don't have a good day, that means the next day's not going to be a good day. And that means 2 bad days in a row means it's going to be a bad week. And then 2 bad weeks makes it a bad month. Honestly, that's usually what I get is the Gator sandpaper, Robert. It's compared to this sheet of Hercules that kind of ripped on me there. It'll usually last till it wears out before it rips, not always. Of course, that could be because of the way I was using it, but Craftsman sandpaper holds up. Not as good as the Gator, but it's okay for what it is. I mean, but I prefer, I guess, the Gator to anything else that I've tried so far. I've not really used enough of the Hercules to know. Okay, I believe that's going to be a good stopping point for today because it's 1:21 and I have to get ready to go to work. Unfortunately, all that's left to do is to mount the jars and put the screw eye on top. I think we may do this again in the morning and finish them. But yeah, Gator seems to be pretty good. They've got what looks like it. I guess it's supposed to be better than their regular Gator sandpaper at Lowe's. It's got funky designs and stuff on it. I haven't tried that to know if it's any better or any worse or anything, but I do like Gator sandpaper. I've used it ever since that I bought. So I did buy some Craftsman the other day, and it works okay. It's not as tough as the Gator, but Craftsman's not really Craftsman anything anymore, so yeah, I'm beginning to think I need to start doing that too. But the reason I got the Hercules sandpaper is these 5 packs at Harbor Freight was just $1.99 for the quarter sheet sandpaper. So I figured I'd get it and try it since I had never really tried it. I have 1 pack of, I think it's 40 grit Hercules, and I haven't really got the chance to use it a whole lot yet. So I figured I'd go ahead and get an 80, a 120, and a 180 and see how it goes. '80, 180, 120. Yep. Damn, 10 people in here. Oh, that sucks. I hate to leave and 10 people in here. Hey, there's Kat. I was just getting ready to ask if anybody had talked to you. I hadn't heard from you in a while and was getting concerned. Of course, I admit that's just as much my fault as it is anything else because I've not been doing much talking to anybody here lately, and I do apologize for that, Kat. Good to see you though. You just happened to log on, so I was getting ready to log off to get ready for work. But yeah, I'm getting some bee traps knocked out. I totally understand, Kat. It's especially with the stuff that you're going through. I get it. I mean, just the 2 weeks that I've had just completely sapped me dry, and it's nothing near bad, but I understand. I totally do. I've been working on a video for 2 weeks. I still ain't got done. I'm gonna try to get it finished this week. This is the first time I've got it in the shop except to clean it up in a week and make that. I made that one review video of my stamper that I was so excited to get. And I'm going to be branding 9 bee traps with it here tomorrow. Guys, it is almost 1:30 and I have an hour to get ready to leave for work. So I hate to run off. I really, really do. Especially with everybody here. But if I could miss work, I would. But we're only allowed to have, if we hit 7 points, we get fired. And I'm already at 6 where I got sick a while back. So I can't miss any more work, unfortunately. But I will get back on about the same time tomorrow and do this again. I'll finish these up in the morning live, and then I'll talk to you a little bit. But I'll be on about 11 o'clock tomorrow. It was good to talk to everybody. Good, glad you came by and hung out with me while I got these knocked out. I enjoyed the company. I hope everybody has a great day. I will talk to you tomorrow.